And if you convince yourself that enough, you'll find something wrong with the person, whether they did something wrong or not.
Exactly. You will create. Listen, I hate to say this, but this is true. Some women, and I say some, will create false narratives. They will create stories that don't actually exist because they need something. And this even happens when it comes to dating. I have a video about you will always be the bad guy. And what I tell men is that if you don't, there are a lot of women out there that if you don't give them what they wanted ultimately, whatever it was, they're going to at some point view you as the bad guy.
What does that usually be? If you didn't give me a ring, if you didn't do this for me,
yeah. So let's say, for example, you met a woman. She deep inside wanted a real committed relationship, and you never gave that to her. And let's just say you weren't even lying to her. You were telling her, "I really don't really want a relationship," but she was going along with it, hoping she would get that. She doesn't get that. To her now, she can't view you in a positive light because in order for her to break free from this and suppress her emotions, she has to view you as the bad guy. She has to create a negative narrative about you. That's the only way to make it easier for her. Now, again, I stress, this isn't all women, but this happens with a lot of women. And so now what happens is,
is this why every, almost, I think maybe all but like one of my past relationships made me out to be a bad person when I didn't give them what they wanted?
Absolutely.
And said that even if I didn't do anything bad or wrong, or out of integrity, if it just didn't work out, then it was like, okay, they never wanted to speak to me again. I was the worst person in the world. They couldn't be my friend. They talked bad about me, whatever. I was like, just because I didn't give you what you want, we want different things.
Yes.
But now I'm this horrible human being.
Yes. Because if they believe in good Lewis, that makes it a struggle for them to accept not being with Lewis.
Wow.
That makes it a struggle for them to accept how the situation didn't go the way they wanted. They have to project something negative onto you.
Because if at the end of the day, the relationship didn't work out, what are they saying to themselves? That I wasn't good enough for him, or something has to be wrong with him so that I feel like I'm good.
So there's a part of them. So I wasn't watching the movie. The movie was on TV, and there was a scene that popped up where this girl said this guy just broke up with her, right? And all the girls on the table was like, oh, he's just afraid of his emotions. He's this, he's that. Then this one person at the table, who was actually a guy disguised as a woman, said, are y'all blind? He just wants his space. He doesn't want to be with you. They all got silent and looked at him. And he said, oh, no, it's his emotions. Like, he had to change the narrative. So what it shows you is that there's a part of that woman who does think, damn, is it me? Am I not good enough? What's wrong with me? In order to fight that, she has to now come with the other side. No, it's him. He has the issues. He's wrong. That's the way to fight that. Now, in my opinion, we have to learn, and I would encourage people, listen, it cannot be about you and they're not a bad guy. You see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be either or. We can understand that we just weren't the right match.
Right.
We weren't the right fit.
That's it.
That's all it is to it. It doesn't mean you're not good enough as a woman. You can be an amazing, great woman.
But we weren't the right match.
Exactly.
We didn't have a connection.
Exactly. She wasn't for you. You weren't for her. That's it. If we can learn to accept that, we don't have to hold on to any negative narrative about the person.
Yeah.
But guess what? Again, and I have to say, there are men who do this too.
Sure, of course.
It's the same way, like when some man will try to approach the woman, she rejects him and immediately, well, you this, you that. He goes off on her because now I have to make you into a bad person because you didn't give me what I wanted.
Yeah.
Because it makes it easier for me to accept the outcome of this.
It's funny you're saying this. There's something you mentioned earlier about how when a good man shows up, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes a woman says, like, this is too good to be true, or when's something bad going to happen. I remember I was in a relationship